Bookstahuda! Hi, I am Sandy, also known as Bookstahuda. I am doing this series because I really miss teaching. I taught English composition for 3 years and I want to make a chronicle of this knowledge that I've accumulated and these teaching mechanisms that I have crafted because I think college is overpriced, and despite teachers' best efforts, teaching composition in 16 weeks is just not possible. I wanted to make a series of videos that would address that, and these are ones you can watch over and over. You can ask me questions, and you don't have to pay $1,500 to do it. I will link below the introductory video, which is kind of rambly, which is how I tend to be. If you are one of my previous students, you know that, and hello. Welcome to Writing Right. Here we go. Insert jingle here. Who should we make our mascot? Well, obviously it should be Vegeta, because the Prince of all Saiyans is the best way to go in most situations. Today's topic, coming up with a research topic. I know most composition courses should be assigning you a research paper. Whether that's at the end of the semester or at the beginning, especially since summer courses are starting right now, you may just, if you're in Comp 1 or Comp 2, you're probably getting that paper assigned right now, which is part of why I wanted to start here. So, you may note from my background that I'm a person with hobbies. One of them is books and reading and treating myself. Parks and Rec. I may have been a non-traditional professor because I would not assign research topics to students, but there were topics that I said were outlawed because I had learned after a year of teaching that these are the topics that I get paper after paper after paper, and they're boring and nobody has anything new to say. In general, I'm just, I have to make some generalizations here because you and I can't talk face to face. When I assign my papers, I let my students choose their own topic. I tell students to think about, to come up with a topic by thinking about what they enjoy. What are their hobbies? And it's really troubling, increasingly so, that when I ask students what their hobbies are, they don't have an answer. Or they're not willing to share it with the class, which I guess is understandable. But my hobbies are my whole life. I tried to make a career out of books. I'm still trying. So I don't understand not having passions and hobbies. So if you don't have any, get some hobbies. You've probably heard in the past that a paper will be more interesting to read if you, the writer, are more interested in the topic, which makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? If you are given the choice, and I hope that you are, to come up with your own topic, here are some tips as to how to choose a good paper topic. And if you aren't allowed, maybe talk to your professor and be like, if you aren't interested in the topic they've assigned you, see if they can help you come up with an angle that you're excited about, because that will make the paper more fun. I encourage you to take a minute. I'm going to play some jazzy music in the background here. Well, and I'll just kind of dance around, or you can pause the video. In this jazzy interlude coming up, take a minute, grab a pen, get some paper, or type it on your phone if you don't have a writing utensil. List some things that genuinely interest you. What is the last thing that you Googled that's, safe for paper topic writing, guys? Come on, heads out of the gutter. What is the last thing that you didn't actually know? Something that isn't a yes or no answer, isn't a date, or something that you could fill in a multiple choice test. Write down some things you're interested in this jazzy interlude. Okay, if you need some more time, pause the video here. So, take your list of topics or things that you're interested in and look at them and think about this question. I don't have a whiteboard, so I kind of made one up. If you can read this, I hope. And my really bad handwriting. I tried to be neat. How does blank affect blank population, environment, or situation? So, the best way to get something into a more interesting topic is to apply it to people. If you want to write about the Flint water crisis, for example, you could just give a timeline of facts about all the stuff that's happened in relation to the Flint water crisis. That's like a newspaper article. That's not a research paper. I mean, you can cite it and you can give information back to your teacher, but it's not going to be an interesting paper. It's not going to be something that the professor hasn't already seen. It's not going to make them go, wow, what a great paper. I really enjoyed reading that. What is going to turn a boring paper into a great paper, perhaps, is applying something to a group of people or an environment or something. Giving your topic a sense of weight, a sense of urgency, as my one boss used to say, a sense of importance. How does that topic relate to the world around you? That is what college is about. Learning to be or what it used to be about was becoming a more well-rounded person. And so that is gonna get your paper to make you think like a college student. So, if I was gonna write about the Flint water crisis, how does the Flint water crisis affect... There are tons of different populations and stuff I could apply this to. What is the most affected population? Children, right? Because their development is being hindered by the water in Flint. If I fill in these blanks, how does the Flint water, this is harder to do than I thought, crisis, affect, not effect, affect the young population of Flint? Or how will it affect them in the future? How is it going to affect the people who drank the water when they're older? That kind of thing. Now, that is a question that you have to research, you have to think about, you have to take in all different kinds of information and synthesize it into your own words and your own answer, because you can't just answer it yes or no. This is a question that takes genuine thought and is gonna result in genuine inquiry. It's something you don't know off the top of your head. And that's what a good research question is. Best research papers are papers that a teacher hasn't already read before. Not meaning that you can write a paper that isn't plagiarized, that's completely your own work, that a teacher has already read before. Because the ideas that, or the composition papers that usually get written in Comp 1 specifically are tired. They're tired topics. They're topics the teacher has already read about before. Here are some examples of the topics that I would outlaw. Guns, gun control, marijuana legalization, for or against, abortion, GMOs. Okay, so those topics, I guarantee you, if you choose one of those, your teacher is gonna be bored. They're just gonna be bored. Don't do it. Just don't, okay? Come up with something else. Almost anything else will do. When I was a student, coming up with a topic for research papers was the biggest struggle of a class, because it's the foundation for your entire rest of your semester, your entire paper. If you don't have a good topic, how can you write well? You can't. Something else to consider when you're thinking about a paper topic is the assignment itself. Make sure that you are coming up with a topic that fits the parameters of the assignment. For example, when I was a student in a 4,000 level class, the assignment was to write about a tangible object and its importance and symbolism in whatever book we were reading at the time. So many students in that class didn't get a good grade because they didn't pay attention to one word in the assignment. Can you guess what that word was? Tangible. I'm not sure if it's because students didn't know what that word meant or if they just ignored it. Tangible means physical, pick-upable, touchable thing. Students wrote about love. You can't touch love. You can love something that you touch, but you cannot physically touch love, okay? I wrote about glasses because you can physically pick them up and go blind when you remove them. Make sure that you are paying close attention to the directions of your assignment. If you don't understand, ask your teacher. If you have a good teacher or even a mediocre teacher, the teacher will be happy to explain it to you. If you don't feel like talking to them, take your assignment to your writing center or pop it in the questions below and I will explain it to you as best I can, or you know, I'm not your professor, but I was a professor and I can help you because I know how professors' minds work on the whole. Make sure that your research topic is going to fulfill the needs of that assignment. Think about the length of the paper that you are being asked to write. In Comp 1, generally, at least when I taught, it was 5 pages and under. You need to come up with a question, a research question, not just a topic, a research question that is gonna let you fill 5 pages of text without repeating yourself, without plagiarizing, without getting boring. Think about the length of your assignment and what kind of research depth you're gonna need to do to fulfill the needs of that assignment. I hope you will stick around for further episodes, share this with your friends. If if you know anybody who's struggling in an English class, direct them to my channel, please. I can help them. Or direct them to your college's writing center, because people just don't use them enough. Book student!